Can you feel it, Atlanta? That electric current surging through the city, that unmistakable heart-pounding buzz of a team that's not just competing, but arriving with a thunderous declaration. After dismantling the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football in a performance that sent shockwaves across the entire league, a statement so emphatic it reverberated through every front office, every locker room, and every fan's living room, the Atlanta Falcons have officially announced themselves. The message is clear, undeniable, and resonates with a primal roar. We are here. We are dangerous. And we are ready. But here's the thing about arrival, my friends. It's not the destination, it's the launching pad. The question now isn't whether the Dirty Birds should make a move at the trade deadline. That's a foregone conclusion. The real high-stakes query, the one that keeps general managers up at night, is what kind of audacious, calculated gamble will transform them from dangerous contenders into legitimate, undeniable Super Bowl threats? This isn't about minor adjustments or cautious roster tweaks, those incremental improvements that keep a team respectable. No, this is about seizing destiny with both hands, refusing to let go, and making the bold, decisive moves that define a championship season, that etch a team's name into the annals of history. The window is open, wide open, and the time for aggressive ambition, for pushing all the chips to the center of the table, is unequivocally now. Every year, the NFL trade deadline descends like a gathering storm, bringing with it a flurry of speculation, whispered conversations, and Adam Schefter's meticulously compiled list, drawn from the invaluable insights of coaches, general managers, and scouts across the league. That list serves as a vital barometer of team intentions, a candid snapshot of who's buying, who's selling, and who's simply holding their breath, hoping to weather the storm. And for the Atlanta Falcons, fresh off a statement victory that reverberated through every front office in the NFL, the message should resonate with crystal clarity: we are buyers, not sellers. The era of cautious optimism has closed. The time for aggressive ambition, for pushing all our chips to the center of the table, is unequivocally now. But what does being a buyer truly mean for a team with legitimate playoff aspirations? A team that has tasted victory and hungers for more, for the ultimate prize? It means identifying those elusive missing pieces, the critical upgrades that transform a strong roster into an unstoppable force, a juggernaut capable of steamrolling any opponent. And sometimes, the first hint of such a move doesn't arrive with a blockbuster announcement or a flurry of tweets, but rather from a subtle shift on the sidelines, a silent signal understood only by those with veteran intuition, by those who have watched this game long enough to read between the lines, to discern the unspoken intentions of a franchise. We witnessed precisely such a signal Monday night, a move that, to the seasoned eye, spoke volumes about the Falcons' potential intentions. 20 minutes before kickoff, the designation dropped. Ray McLeod was inactive, a healthy scratch, no injury report, no lingering ailment, just a decisive, unexplained choice to keep him off the field. At first glance, it seemed perplexing, almost counterintuitive, especially with Darnell Mooney sidelined due to injury and Drake London standing as the lone certified wide receiver, supported by a patchwork of pass catchers like Kyle Pitts and Casey Washington. Why, in a moment of offensive need, would a team sideline a healthy body, especially one with McLeod's speed and returnability? This is precisely where veteran intuition kicks in. Years of watching this game, from childhood fascination to professional analysis, teaches you to read the subtle signals. A healthy scratch for a player when the team is already grappling with injuries often signals one thing, and one thing only: a trade is brewing. It's strategic preservation, a calculated move to keep a player pristine, untouched by the brutal rigors of game day, ready to be packaged and sent to a new home. If the Falcons are indeed gearing up for a trade, protecting McLeod makes perfect strategic sense. It's a chess move in the high-stakes game of NFL roster management, a clear indication that something significant is on the horizon. So, if a wide receiver trade is on the horizon, if we're looking to inject explosive, game-changing talent into our passing game, who are the potential targets that could ignite this offense and truly elevate us to Super Bowl contention? Schefter's list offers several names, a tantalizing menu of possibilities. But A quick analysis immediately reveals the non-starters, the players who simply don't fit our narrative, who are dead on arrival. 3 of the listed receivers hail from the New Orleans Saints. Let's be brutally honest, Falcons Nation. The chances of Mickey Loomis picking up the phone to discuss a trade with Terry Fontenot are about as likely as a blizzard descending on Atlanta in July. Divisional rivalry makes that a complete non-starter, a fantasy born of desperation, utterly divorced from the brutal realities of the NFL. That leaves us with 3 truly intriguing possibilities from outside our division: Tyler Lockett, Allen Lazard, and Jakobi Meyers. Let's cut through the noise and get straight to the point. Allen Lazard. He's older, and frankly, his performance has been underwhelming, failing to live up to expectations. Not the kind of immediate, high-impact player we need to push us over the top. Tyler Lockett, similar story. While a phenomenal player in his prime, age and declining production make him less than ideal for a team making a serious championship run, a team that needs immediate, top-tier impact, not a project or a fading star. Which brings us inexorably to the most compelling option on the board. The player who could truly transform our receiving core, who could be the final explosive piece of this offensive puzzle. Jakobi Meyers. Meyers, at 29 going on 30, isn't exactly a spring chicken, but he's far from old in the grand scheme of NFL receivers, still firmly in his prime, with several high-production years ahead of him. More importantly, he's a player who absolutely unequivocally does not drop the ball. He's currently the clear number 1 option for the Las Vegas Raiders, an organization that, in my humble opinion, is a dumpster fire looking to sell off assets and rebuild from the ground up, making him a prime candidate for a move. While I wouldn't label Meyers a true WR1 in the mold of a Devontae Adams or a Justin Jefferson, he's an exceptionally good number 2, reliable, consistent, and tough-as-nails receiver who thrives in contested catch situations. His season stats speak volumes about consistent production: 29 receptions through roughly 6 games, averaging over 4 catches per contest for 329 yards. He's a reliable chain-moving receiver who consistently delivers, making crucial catches in traffic, and moving the sticks, a true security blanket for any quarterback. Now imagine the possibilities. With Darnell Mooney's injury concerns, bringing in Meyers would create an absolutely insane trio. Picture it: Drake London, Jakobi Meyers, and a healthy Darnell Mooney. Name a better receiving core in the league right now. I'll wait. The synergy, the complementary skill sets, the sheer versatility, it would be an absolute nightmare for opposing defenses, forcing them to pick their poison on every single snap. They couldn't bracket London without leaving Mooney or Meyers in single coverage. They couldn't take away the deep ball without exposing the intermediate routes. They couldn't commit to stopping the run without facing a barrage of elite receiving talent. It would be absolutely devastating. A strategic masterpiece waiting to happen. Raheem Morris and Terry Fontenot need to get on the phone. Arthur Blank needs to sign that check. This is the kind of move that transforms good offenses into unstoppable ones. The kind of move that signals true championship intent, a declaration to the entire league that the Falcons are not just playing for playoffs, but for the Lombardi Trophy. Let's examine the true pros and cons of acquiring Jakobi Meyers. On the positive side, he's a true number 2 receiver with hands like glue. I spoke with Mitchell Renz, our Raiders correspondent, who emphatically stated that Meyers never drops the ball. If it hits his hands, he's catching it, Renz declared, highlighting his 0 drops in 2024, a testament to his unwavering reliability. He's an NFL veteran with a wealth of experience, capable of seamlessly integrating into any offensive system and delivering immediate production, a plug-and-play solution. However, there are legitimate concerns. At 29, his prime years are ticking away, meaning Atlanta would likely only get a few more seasons of top-tier production before potential decline begins. Then there's the contract. Rumors have floated numbers around $23 million per year, which is far too rich for a player of his caliber. His sweet spot, a fair market value, is closer to $16 to $18 million annually. This leads us to the biggest hurdle: cap space. According to Over the Cap, the Falcons are projected to have a mere $5 million in available cap space in 2026. A long-term deal for need to be let go in free agency? It's a high-stakes gamble, but one that could pay massive dividends if it solidifies a deep playoff run, if it's the piece that pushes them to the Super Bowl. So, what would a realistic, mutually beneficial trade package look like? I discussed this extensively with Mitchell Renz, who initially suggested a third-round pick. My response was immediate: too expensive. But what about a fourth-round pick and Ray McCloud? Here's the proposal, a strategic masterpiece for both sides. The Falcons send a fourth-round pick and McCloud to the Raiders in exchange for Jakobi Meyers and a 2026 seventh-round pick. Atlanta upgrades significantly at receiver, acquiring a proven, reliable target, and even recoups a late-round pick, maintaining future draft capital. Why would the Raiders agree? It gets Meyers' substantial contract off their books, providing much-needed cap relief for a team in rebuild mode. They acquire a valuable fourth-round pick, crucial for accumulating assets. And they get McCloud, who primarily plays out of the slot, the exact role currently occupied by Meyers, providing a serviceable, cost-controlled replacement. It's a win-win scenario. The Falcons get the receiver they desperately need. The Raiders get draft compensation and a serviceable replacement. Both teams address key needs, making this a truly viable and impactful deal that benefits everyone involved. Now, let's briefly address another persistent rumor that's frankly become tiresome, a narrative that feels like a broken record: Kirk Cousins. Schefter's list included him as the lone quarterback trade target. But let's be clear. Quarterback is the highest commodity in the NFL, and many other QBs could theoretically be moved. However, does a Kirk Cousins trade truly fit the framework of this deadline? Winning teams bolster their rosters for playoff runs, while losing teams stockpile draft picks. Where does Cousins fit into this equation? Yes, there are quarterback-needy teams, the Vikings dealing with injuries, the Jets struggling with Aaron Rodgers' absence, the Raiders with their perennial issues, the Cardinals potentially moving on from Kyler Murray, the Steelers planning for post-Kenny Pickett life. But are any of these practical trades for 2025? Not a single one makes sense right now. The Vikings will get J.J. McCarthy back. The Jets have Rodgers under contract. The Raiders are stuck with their situation. The Cardinals have Murray's massive deal. The Steelers will ride with Russell Wilson this season. At this point, I'm completely fine with Kirk Cousins as our backup. He carries a $27.5 million contract, and there isn't a GM in the world willing to take on that full cap hit midseason for a backup quarterback. I'm exhausted by the constant Kirk Cousins trade rumors. Until genuine, concrete news emerges suggesting this is actually in the works, I have no desire to discuss it further. Kirk is our backup, and that's the end of it. Let's focus on what truly matters for this team's Super Bowl aspirations. The Atlanta Falcons stand at a crossroads. They've proven they can compete with the league's elite. They've shown they have the talent, the coaching, and the momentum to make a deep run. What they need now is the courage to make the bold move that transforms potential into reality, that pushes them from contender to champion. Jakobi Meyers represents that opportunity. A proven, reliable receiver who could be the final piece that elevates this offense from dangerous to unstoppable. The cost is reasonable. The fit is perfect. The timing is now. Championship windows don't stay open forever. The question is whether Atlanta has the audacity, the ambition, to climb through while it's wide open. All right, Dirty Birds faithful, I need your take on this. Would you pull the trigger on a fourth-round pick and Ray McCloud for Jakobi Meyers, making that decisive move to solidify our Super Bowl aspirations? And honestly, are you as tired of the Kirk Cousins trade rumors as I am? Type T for tired or E if you're still engaged with that storyline. And if this breakdown gave you a fresh perspective on what Atlanta needs to do at the deadline, show some love with a like and subscribe to join our rapidly growing community. We've added over 900 new members in the last 24 hours alone, and we're pushing toward 43,000 strong. Your engagement fuels this channel, and we absolutely love hearing your passionate takes. Stay cool, Atlanta. A championship season is upon us. Beyond the Jakobi Meyers trade, what other specific, impactful move do you think the Falcons must make to truly solidify their Super Bowl aspirations?